Alright. Here's a little... trying to figure it out. I just did my nails because I started watching Sailor Moon again because I got this shirt and I was like, I should watch it again. And I did. And now, I'm obsessed. So, now everything has to be really cute, but also tough at the same time. You figure that one out. What did the bandit say to the Khajiit carpet maker? You make a fine rug. Hilarious. Oh yeah, I forgot I was in here. Wait, what does it say? Alright, blah blah blah. I apologize that I cannot see you personally. The trip from sacred Flora is treacherous this season, or I would have visited upon hearing the news. The Nords have a fine college of rituals, as I am sure you will excel. You may know that I too attended. I was quite the conjuration adept in my own day. I am sending you the notes on something called the Atronach. Is that how you pronounce it? Atronach? Yeah. It must be. Atronach Forge. A bit of a project of mine while out on told. Mention nothing to the faculty, but ask your fellow pupils about a place called the Midden. You will find the forge there. I fear a number of my friends are missing, scattered and lost in my travels around Skyrim. Perhaps you may stumble across these in your own adventures. The Atronach Forge offers a few clues as to who built it, and even fewer as to how to unlock its full potential. Only through blind experimentation and a few singed eyebrows have I been able to understand its function. The forge is mostly a large dais. Dais? Is that a D? Dais? It is a D. Dais? Dais? It's kind of cool. And crude of make, but emblazoned. What? Is that even a word? With the traditional Daedric, I don't know if that's just rune, an offering box is attached as well as a private letter. Hello, kitty cat. Every time you try to come to my room, you open the door as far as possible. Let me shut that. I attached a pull string onto my door for such occasions because my kitty cat likes to do that. I don't pick it up and watch my door every time, so I have this string and I just get up and get it because I'm lazy. Alright. Anyway, an offering box is attached as well as a dace also. Is that dace? I don't know what else it is. The dace also features a large setting, which seems to receive some large spherical object. I have had no luck determining what this actually be. However, or what effect it may have on the efficacy of the forge. This font the books are printed in is not super dyslexia friendly when I'm doing it. The forge is activated by placing certain items into the offering box and then pulling the lever. The forge consumes the items and conjures something upon the days. The conjuration can be predicted reliably if the appropriate items are left in the box. But many combinations have no effect or catastrophic reactions. Once I conjured a wild goat. Well, most of the goat, at least. Experimenting out with the forge's next. I recorded the recipes as I have discovered on the following pages. The simplest yet perhaps most hazardous staple recipe is that for a summoned Atronach thing may sound. Be prepared for battle if you have reason to use these recipes. Clean atronach. Fire salts and frost atronach. Frost salts and the storm atronach. Salts and other places. Well, that seems fairly useful. Actually, I'm going to leave the book here because knowing me, I'll accidentally leave it somewhere and sell it and then not have the information and forget about it. Fire salts, and then ruby, and then I like the required. Okay, well, what I might as well use. So this is why I keep the book. Okay, spherical object. Oh, hi, sir.
Yes? What did you need?
Okay, well, I'll leave those in there, and then I'll figure out what this here object is at some later date. I think I came from down there. So I'll go back to supposed to stop when you're not in combat any longer, but it isn't very consistent in doing what it's supposed to do. Sometimes it stays on.
Yes? What did you...
If you're fighting somebody, it's kind of funny when it comes on, but if it just keeps playing, it's a little bit nerves. I don't like that very much. Did I get this chest already? It probably ignored its contents like I just did. I feel like I'm across it again. Yes, that is the Roblox death sound when what this looks like. This little section here at the middle. You know, I forget which Daedric prince it is, but it's when you are like, oh, I can kill the dog or
Yes.
save the dog.
What did you need?
Get the weapon, get the mask, which one? Right after you make that decision, like the exit, looks very much like this. Is it just me who thinks that? I feel like it does. Ooh, it's a nice little hand. I don't know if it's supposed to be very well. It looks like people are supposed to kneel in front of. And it's a text or who as to what to do in this room. Touch your brain, maybe, but I don't know what that does. More random stuff. Oh, that's fine. See the middle finger. No, not the index finger. Ring finger. Am I getting the copy? Actually, I can't do any of them. Oh, that's great. Bloop. Oh, I have to show these. This is cool. Sit down, Mama. Sit down nice. I want you to face the
Yes. What did you need?
close it. Okay, cool. See, it's so... Yeah. And we can control 4 in this game.
Yes.
And hitting one. It's almost the same. Alright. Serrano, back to mess this up. Yeah. Come on. I want friendlies looking at the hand in the middle. That's pretty close. Okay. Next one. You. Oh, nope. Wrong way. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Go. Whatever. And surely there's another school. There's an accessible. Oh, here. Okay, now there's other things. Maybe I can. Oh, how did I miss this in the last playthrough? Wow. Okay. The missing students were found in the bin this morning. Dead, as expected. None of us bothered keeping a detect life chart for the search at this point. The bodies were bound together, each suffering the same deformities. Peeled and bubbling skin on the arms and face. Conjurer's burn, as it's commonly referred to around the college. There is little doubt they were attempting a summoning ritual well beyond their capabilities. The relic nearby put any doubt in this theory to rest. I admit that I've never seen one like it, a large segmented sculpture of a goblin. The Daedric sigil. Emblazoned upon the palm. Attempts to move it were in vain. I must show the Archmage this set off during his upcoming visit. Perhaps he will know more. While we couldn't move the relic, I was able to pry 4 rings from it. I'm sure there's a connection between them and the ritual these students were attempting. I'll store these in the Arcanium until we can consult with the Conjuration Master to learn more. Oh, okay. Well, I still want to get the rest of the skulls. Okay. That mat has one, and
Yes.
this one needs
What did you
one.
need?
Look, and all of our buddies are here. Got one buddy here, one buddy here.
Yes. What did you need?
Here, sit down. Face the rest of the class. Face the rest of the class. Come on. Do it. You can do it. You're almost there. Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on. She's not in here. I think. Unless she's up top. I thought she left.
Yes. Need.
She was in here a second ago, but I thought she walked out. Yeah. Okay, that one's facing nicely. Perfect. Now one more. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Okay. Almost. You were... Oh, shit.
Yes? What did you need?
Oh, look at this. Hilarious. Come on. Face the right way. Yep. 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 Opposite side. We can do this together. Please. Obey
Yes?
my
What did you need?
petty request. Come on.
Yes? What did you need?
Good. Alright, so all my friends are here. Friend one, friend another, friend this one, and friend that one. Who's not quite paying attention? Come on, fix it. Yes! I did it. Okay. Nice, Rana. We need to find some rings, apparently. I guess we'll go with
Who's there?
Come on.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
Are you gonna come in here or what? I just want to keep the door shut. It's
Yes?
courtesy.
What did you need?
I don't need anything from you. I will never need anything from you. I need your hand in marriage when it's not. Ooh, look at all the bodies. Clunk, 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 clunk. Oh, okay. Next room. Oh. Where are you? Thank you. Much appreciated. Go.
Yes? What did you need?
I don't need anything. Stop looking at me. You want me to help you out, then you have to fall around and humor my every passing whim and fancy. Which way have I gone? I can't even remember. Oh, I guess we'll go this way. But I have a fancy key. Is that not the right key? Really? I can just unlock it with consequences, but I think I'll pass. Normally I will. If it's something I've done in other games, I'll just open it. But this time, since I actually haven't done that part before, I will play it the right way. Alrighty. One, like on this way. No? Oh, okay. I've definitely been here before. What are these all candle holders? It's kind of cool. Yeah, I totally was in there. Is the room I was just in. That's really not helpful at all. Thanks. Great, everybody. check this grayed out. It must be another level. Perhaps?
Yes?
I don't know, whatever. My nose itches and I don't know why. I must have like a kitty cat hair, like tickling it or something. Whatever. Can you believe it's almost May? I mean, honestly. Where does the time go? It goes into dust. And we're all sad because everything slips through our fingers. And it's like all the time has passed and the time has passed at the same time. And then you feel incredibly old and also exactly like a baby at the same time. Being a human is quite paradoxical. Alright, been in there before. Oop, papa. Oh, there's nothing down here. Okay. Now I'm officially lost. Are my skulls and plates? Hey, buddies. Alright, I guess I'll just walk this way because. It looks like there's a thingy over there. Why does it not show anything though? Doesn't it look like there's a room over here? How am I in an empty dark room? I don't. This might make sense to me. Is this a thingy? Just random spider traps. Because usually when there's this many, it's like, oh, there's stuff under here. I guess not. Okay, well that's
Yes?
great.
What do you need?
I don't need anything. If you're gonna drink my blood, just do it. What do the Greybeards say when they want to get a party started? Pass me the Parthenax cord. Parthenax cord? Hilarious.
Yes? What did you need?
I don't need anything, shut up. It is really dark and stormy. Oh, that was great. Let's go. What is that? Tour the college. Did I not do that already? I already did that. Whatever. In my other game, there's a glitch where every time I walk up this bridge, there's a blood dragon that I have to fight. And it's tougher than other dragons, but it's kind of annoying.
Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards.
Oh, our esteemed wizard.
Yes? What did you need?
Stop talking to me, Shrine. Oh, yes.
Yes?
Say the whole time.
What did you need?
Is that this one?
Yes? What did you need?
Shut up. Okay. I have keys to some box or whatever. I'm pretty sure it said the whole routine. I've been wrong before. Stop it. Go away. No, could be on the second floor. What gave it away? The fact that it's not telling you to steal things? That could be it. Okay. I know for one I have too much armor on me. Alright. I'm gonna see if I can destroy those. I don't know how I got those boots. I don't care about those. I'm gonna ignore it for now. I don't want to wear those right now. And I gotta see if I can destroy those. I think I've already learned that trait. Probably, not sure. Alright, and then I'll just put my fancy jewelry in here. Just so I'm not carrying around nonsense. My other game, I just have a riches pile in the bottom of my house. And I just throw all of my gemstones, necklaces, everything in a pile in my cellar floor. And it looks like a dragon horde. And it's kind of amazing. Well. Alright. Put all those in there. Oh. I thought I put those back on that lady. Why do I have all these? Whatever. I definitely need those torture tools for later. And I will put the bowl in here and decorate. Oops. Oops. Unintended. Okay, how about you? Well, oh. Turn around. Having a problem from 10 minutes ago again. Please. Isn't it kind of odd that the college is decorating with human bones? Is that not weird to anybody else? Don't you think that's odd? Or like here, these may have been former students, you'll never know. I just want it in there. Yeah. Okay. Now. Oops. Come on. Come on. Damn it. Oh, shit. Come on. Oh well. What's up? Okay. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, I have a key to figure out where it goes. May or may not go upstairs. I don't know. Oh, hi. I'm assuming I'm looking for like a lockbox or a strong box or something like that. Pretty sure I thought it was for here. Is this seriously somebody's room? Oh no, it's not. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
What did you need?
That room, that's so unfortunate. Honestly, where is this key for? Can somebody please explain this to me? Do I have to go back to the midden?
Even with the college's laid-back
Even with the
attitude, there are
college's-
still
no, okay.
some things that are off limits.
Is it under this one? No, it's the other one. Okay. I have to go all the way back down there. I totally thought it was for... I swore it was for this building. Is it like hidden with some wizard magic, or am I just dumb? I'm gonna go back in the room and check it out. I have that Young Scrolls Sweet Rolls song stuck in my head, where it's like, I could eat sweet rolls all my life, and that would be just fine. I really like Young Scrolls, but the tracks that are less hip-hoppy I don't like as much. Not all of them. I really like that Neon Something song that they've made. It's pretty good. But when I listen to Young Scrolls, it's for the hip-hop or rap or whatever you want to call it. I'm just not really sure the difference. Maybe I just haven't been thinking, but okay. Let's get back down there and figure out what that book said. You may say, Sydney, are you really sure you didn't want to take the book with you?
Yes? What did you need?
Again, if I take it with me, for that moment there, yeah, I'll have it, but later I will totally forget what that book is for and throw it on the ground somewhere and then not have the information I need and then be finished. So, this is the way it must be right now. I can't remember where it was. Is it in here? Is it somewhere else? I don't know. I'll find out. I'll just get lost in here again.
Yes? What did you need?
Serana, nobody's fucking talking anymore. This feels so way. All this stuff looks all the same to me. Funny thing is, like, I can navigate the rat way, like, kind of okay. But this shit, no. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright. Book. Alright, in the Arcanium. Oh my god. How did I get those mixed up? They don't even look alike. God. Okay, to the Arcanium. Which is a really cool term for a library. I guess it's a library for arcane subject matter. But if we were all in fantasy medieval wizard land, then all libraries would be arcaniums, which would be kind of cool. It feels way later than it is.
Yes? What did you need?
Serana, I'm gonna try to find a complicated or a cheat or a mod or something that makes you never speak again. So help me. I can never find my way in here. I'll be lost forever in this game. That's not the way I meant to go. Oh well, oh well. Why can't I learn this place? Set me free. Set me free. Not the same, but close enough.
Yes? What did you need?
Wait, what? There's another entrance? Where have I been? Okay.
Tolfdir is likely already addressing the new apprenticeship. Go on then.
You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear? Purpose? I should think it's self-evident. Magic is a true power, not something to be shunned by commoners or treated as an amusing diversion by politicians. It shapes worlds, creates and destroys life. It deserves proper respect and study. The college is a place where we can focus on that, without the pressures of the world weighing down on us.
Pursue any dream, whether it be something that we're good committed to or not. With all that I am, in case it really does go south. Okay, anyway, alright. To find those fancy rings. Ah.
You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance? A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact. And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? You think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it. Of course. I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian and devoted all his time to research and study. Worked more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us.
Okay. Hi, what have you got for sale?
Please make sure your hands are clean before touching anything, all right?
I'm surprised he doesn't have spell tomes. How is this only worth 2? Whatever.
Fight well.
Wait, what?
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. If you're feeling adventurous, I'm always looking for someone to procure valuable books from some more dangerous locations. Well, all right, here. I scribbled down the last place I had heard about. Check it out, but be careful. Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials. The most well-known stronghold is Dushnik Yal. Here, I'll mark it down for you. Fight well.
What does he want? I don't know what it wants me to do with him.
Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this. Assorted books, scrolls. I'm sure you'll find something useful.
I have no idea. Oh well. What is that? Oh. Okay. Oh, am I supposed to try to find the Elder Scroll information?
What did you
from
need?
them? Hold on, to text. Alright. Should I just ask him again?
I don't want to see you treating any of these books. And what do you plan to do with it? I knew it. Everyone comes in here expecting my help, but they don't even have the proper questions. An Elder Scroll is an instrument of immense knowledge and power. To read an Elder Scroll, a person must have the most rigorously trained mind, or else risk madness. Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price. The simplest way to put it is knowledge, but there's nothing simple about an Elder Scroll. It's a reflection of all possible futures and all possible pasts. Each reader sees different reflections through different lenses, and may come away with a different reading. But at the same time, all of it is true, even the falsehoods, especially the falsehoods. It would take a month to explain to you how that very question doesn't even make sense. The scrolls exist here, with us, but also beyond and beneath, before and after. They are bits of divine-made substance, so we could know them. Sorry, talking about the scrolls, you usually end up in irritating and vague metaphors like that. Some people who study them devoutly go mad.
Hey, kitty cat. Hi. You can come in here. Hey, little kitty.
Sorry, I wanted my room to smell nice, so I lit some candles. I'm talking to the people who aren't watching my stream.
You think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it. I don't know who told you that, but I'll do what I can. What we do have are plenty of books. I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. Until next time.
Give me the books.
Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them.
Yes? What did you need?
I don't want to see you treating any... Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand?
What's wrong with it?
You need a book? You talk to me. I don't care if you wrote it yourself. And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? I knew. An Elder Scroll isn't... To read an Elder Scroll. Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price. Ah. You think that even if I did have one, it would be kept under the highest security? The greatest thief in the... Of course. I'll bring her... So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking? I knew
Someone
it.
giving me anything.
Everyone comes in here.
Broken?
An Elder's to read an... Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price. It would take a month. The scroll... Sorry. Talking about the scrolls, you usually end up in... The simplest way to... It's a reflect... Each reader see... But at the same time, all of it is true. Even the falsehoods. Especially the false... All right, then. Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them.
Yes? What did you need?
I don't want to see you treat these books poorly. Are we clear? Hundreds of years have gone into assembling. I have a few things laying around that weren't worth adding to the collection. You may look through them.
This still doesn't make any sense. Because I got stuck over. I'm like, yo, I got information you need, but...
Fight well. You need a book? You talk to me.
Yes, I
Otherwise,
do.
and what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know? I knew it. An elder, to read an elder. Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price. The simplest, it's a each reader's, but at the same time, all of it is true. Even the falsehoods, especially the falsehoods. It would take a month to explain to you how that very question doesn't even make sense. The scrolls exist here, with us, but also beyond and beneath, before and after. They are bits of divine-made substance, so we could know them. Sorry, talking about the scrolls, you usually end up in irritating and vague metaphors like that. Some people who study them devoutly go mad. Ah, you think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it. Of course. I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture.
I'm just gonna wait. Because I don't understand. Are you gonna give me the books or what? Yes. Let me Google it real quick. Oh, apparently
Fight well.
he doesn't give them to you, they just appear on the desk, which is, weird. Well, that's one. Oh. It is widely known among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entail a certain hazard to their very reading. The mechanism of the effects has, at present, been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retribution were the subject of idle speculation with little investigation. I, Justinius Polonius, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls on their readers, though a unified theory of how they manifest continues to elude me and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into four, finding that the avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope that a proper dichotomy will lay it plain. Group the first, the naifs. For one who has received no training in the history or nature of the Elder Scrolls, the scroll itself is effectively inert. No prophecy can be scried nor knowledge obtained, while the scroll will not impart learning to the uninformed, nor will it afflict them in any adverse fashion. Visually, the scroll will appear to be awash in odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognize constellation in the patterns and connections, but such conjecture is impossible to further investigate, since the very nature of this study necessitates unlearned subjects. Group the second, the unguarded intellects. It is the second group that realizes the greatest danger from attempting to read these scrolls. These are subjects who have an understanding of the nature of the Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse of infinity. These unfortunate souls are struck immediately, irrevocably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of that hidden knowledge. Whether the future, the past, or the deep natures of being is dependent on the individual and their place in the greater spheres, but the knowledge does come. Group the third, mediated understanding. Along in Tamriel, it would appear that only the cult of the ancestor moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind when reading the scrolls. Their novitiates must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation, and they often spend a decade or more at the monastery before being allowed to read their first Elder Scroll. The monks say this is for the initiate's own protection, as they must have witnessed many unguarded intellects among their more eager ranks. With appropriate fortitude, these readers also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, color, and enough acuity to continue to read mundane texts. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stages of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw. Group the fourth, illuminated understanding. Between the previous group and this one exists a continuum that has, at present, only been traversed by the monks of the ancestor moth. With continued readings, the monks become gradually more and more blind, but receive greater and more detailed knowledge. As they spend their waking hours pondering the revelations, they also receive a further degree of mental fortitude. There is for every monk a day of penultimate reading, when the only knowledge the Elder Scroll imparts is that of the monk's next reading shall be his last. For each monk, the penultimate reading comes at a different and unknowable time. Preliminary work has been done to predict the occurrence by charting the severity of an individual monk's blindness, but all who reach these later stages report that the increasing blindness seems to taper with increased readings. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is, in fact, continuing to diminish at this upper range, but I shall leave such postulations to philosophers. To prepare for his ultimate or her ultimate reading, a monk typically withdraws to seclusion in order to reflect upon a lifetime of revelations and appoint his or her mind for reception of his or her last. Upon this final reading, he or she is forever blinded, or them, or Z. Is forever blinded, as sure as those unguarded as those who race to knowledge. The illuminated one, though, has retained his, her, or their understanding over a lifetime, and typically possesses a more integral notion of what has been revealed to him or her or them. It is hoped that this catalog will prove useful to those who wish to further our oral understanding of the Elder Scrolls, the Moth Priests remain aloof about these matters, taking the gradual debilitation that comes with reading as a point of pride. May this serve as a useful starting point for those hoping to take up such study. Dictated to Anstias Mecham, 4th of last seed, in the 126th year of the Second Era. Riveting. And another. Ooh. Quest started. Insane book. Let's get ready. Ruminations on the Elder Scrolls by Septimus Sigmus, College of Winterhold. Imagine living beneath the waves with a strong-sided blessing of most excellent fabric, holding the fabric over your gills. I am an Argonian. I do have gills in this one. You would begin to breathe, drink its warmth and weft, though the plant matter fibers imbue your soul. The wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stink to heavens of prophecy. This is one manner in which these scrolls first came to pass. But are we the sea, or the breather, or the fabric, or are we the breath itself? Maybe we're the space in between all things, and dependently co-originate as all matter and not matter. Can we flow through the scrolls as knowledge flows through, being the water, or are we stuck morass of sea filth that gathers on the edge? Imagine again, this time but different, a bird cresting the wind is lifted by a gust and down by a stone. Ooh. But the stone can come from above if the bird is upside down. Where then did the gust come from? Earthquake. And which direction? Center of earth. Down, but it's not down. Did the gods send either, or has the bird decreed their presence by their own mind making? The all sight of the scrolls makes a turning of the mind, such that revelation, relative positions are absolute in their primacy. I ask you again to imagine for me. This time you are beneath the ground. A tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden of the woodlands for her pleasure. You wish to grow, but fear what you may become. So you push off the water, the dirt, the sun, to stay in your hole. But it is in the very pushing that you become a tree, in spite of yourself. How did that happen? The acorn is a kind of tree egg in this instance, and the knowledge is the water and the sun. We are but the chicken inside the egg, but also the dirt. The knowledge from the scrolls is what we push against to become full-sighted ourselves. One final imaging before your mind closes from the shock of ever knowing. You are now the flame burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time, you see your brothers and sisters and non-binary siblings, burnings of their own in the distance along with your side. A sea of pinpoints, a constellation of memories. Each burns bright, then flickers. Then 2 more take its place, but not forever, lest the void fills with rancid light that sucks the thought. Each of our minds is actually the emptiness, and the learnings of the scrolls are pinpoints. Without their stabbing light, my consciousness would be as a vast nothingness, unknowing its emptiness, as a void is unknowing of itself. The burnings are dangerous and must carefully tended and minded and brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. Beautiful.
Here you go. Try not to spill anything on
Great, can you explain those
I don't
to
want to
me?
see you treating any of these books poor. Of course I do.
Stop.
Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research. Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls. But, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long. Somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
That was a fun time. I happen to know, roughly, where Septimus is. I know he's somewhere up here, give or take. So, I think I might die if I jump off here. And I did. And I did.
Yes? What did you need?
Right, well, I'll go downstairs the old-fashioned way.
Yes? What did you need?
Don't need anything, go away and stop bothering me.
Oh, hi, Danny.
Oh, I forgot he existed. What an abomination. Still is quite lovely.
I never hit you.
really smart in the videos. I just remembered where he was. That's kind of funny. I had to figure out for myself. He's really not that far away. How did they find him? They just not bother going into the cold waters slightly north of me? It would take about 20 minutes. According to the walking pace, which is quite slow. Hey, Mr. Sugars.
How are you, kitty cat? Hey. You're so cute.
You see him? It's gonna. You see him? You see my kitty? Yeah. Alright. I'm texting. It's about philosophy, so it's important. Let's see here. Like a philosophy bug in my brain, and I can't explain it, converse about it, stuff like that. Hi, Mooney.
When the top level was built, no more could be placed. It was and is the maximal apex. Elder Scrolls, indeed. The Empire. They absconded with them. Or so they think. The ones they saw. The ones they thought they saw. I know of one. Forgotten. Sequestered. But I cannot go to it. Not poor Septimus. For I have arisen beyond its grasp. Here. Well, here as in this plane. Mundus, Tamriel, nearby. Relatively speaking.
Makes sense.
On the cosmological scale, well, it's all nearby.
True. You have a very good point there.
Oh, a brutish one. Septimus has no fear of you. But as one block raises another, perhaps ourselves could help us each. You see this masterwork of the Dwemer, deep inside their greatest knowings. Septimus is clever among men, but he is but an idiot child compared to the dullest of the Dwemer. Lucky then they left behind their own way of reading the Elder Scrolls. In the depths of Black Reach, one yet lies. Have you heard of Black Reach? Cast upon where Drimmer City slept, the yearning spire hidden learnings kept. Under deep, below the dark, the hidden keep, Tower Zark. Oft-hand, the point of puncture, of first entry, of the tapping. Delve to its limits, and Black Reach lies just beyond. But not all can enter there. Only Septimus knows the hidden key to loose the lock, to jump beneath the deathly rock. Two things I have for you. Two shapes. One edged, one round. The round one for tuning. Dwemer music is soft and subtle, and needed to open their cleverest gates. The edged lexicon for inscribing. To us, a hunk of metal. To the Dwemer, a full library of knowings, but empty. Find Mazark and its sky dome. The machinations there will read the scroll and lay the lore upon the cube. Trust Septimus. He knows you can know. The deepest doors of Dwemer listen for singing. It plays the attitude of notes proper for opening. Can you not hear it? Too low for hearings? To glimpse the world inside an Elder Scroll can damage the eyes or the mind, as it has to Septimus. The Dwemer found a loophole, as they always do, to focus the knowledge away and inside without harm. Place the lexicon into their contraption, and focus the knowings into it. When it brims with glow, bring it back, and Septimus can read once more. Ooh, an observant one. How clever to ask of Septimus. This Dwemer lockbox, Look upon it and wonder. Inside is the heart of a god, the heart of you and me. But it was hidden away, not by the dwarves, you see. They were already gone. Someone else, unseen, unknown, found the heart, and with a flair for the ironical, used dwarven trickery to lock it away. The scroll will give the deep vision needed to open it. For not even the strongest machinations of the Dwemer can hold off the all-sight given by an Elder Scroll.
Right. Okay. Sounds good, buddy. Wow. I'm gonna go. But like for real, I'm actually really tired. And the last bit was really boring because we were just listening to them, and I was also reading stuff on my phone. So have a good night, whatever, bye.